Hey there, welcome to my channel. It's me. Imagine walking the ruins of a city you thought was just myth. That's what happened when explorers searched for Helike, a powerful Greek city once lost to history. Helike was a major cultural center in northern Peloponnese, a bustling trade hub and a major temple to the god Poseidon. It was also the home of a fierce mercenary force. In fact, the city was so powerful, it's featured in Homer's Iliad, where the hero Achilles drags the king of Helike back to his ship after a fight. But the city's glory didn't last long. One day in 373 BCE, the city of Helike simply vanished. Ancient historians say that an earthquake caused the ground to liquefy. Then a tsunami swept through, swallowed the city, and the land beneath it retreated into the sea. Later, excavations revealed that the land did indeed slide into the sea, but not quite how the historians described. Apparently, the edge of the continental shelf dropped sharply about 15 meters or 50 feet below sea level, making it a natural harbor. So the sliding land formed a natural barrier, creating a large lagoon behind it. This is what the historians saw when they visited Helike's last remaining temple on the peninsula. It was probably this experience that inspired them to write down the legend of Helike's destruction. But this theory couldn't explain why archaeologists never found the city's remains underwater. Despite extensive searches of the Gulf of Corinth, every 2 years, archaeologists would dive into the water to search for Helike's lost ruins, but came up empty-handed. Eventually, the mystery of Helike seemed destined to remain unsolved. Then, in 2001, researchers realized the city might not be underwater at all. They suspected Helike was buried under a former lagoon more than 40 kilometers or 25 miles inland. To test this theory, archaeologists started digging at the site. First, they found walls, coins, pottery, and other artifacts. Then they discovered traces of fire, consistent with the accounts of Helike's sudden destruction. But the discovery that made headlines around the world was the presence of marine life in the soil. Fossils of sea creatures told a story of a time when the area was covered by the sea, supporting the theory that the city was swallowed by a tsunami. Yet somehow, over the centuries, sediment turned the lagoon dry. Amazingly, the city remained hidden beneath our feet the entire time. As Paul Lane, professor of classics at the University of Texas, put it, it's like the city was sitting there saying, "Here I am, find me if you can." It was perfectly preserved under layers and layers of sediment. And while the discovery of Helike was cause for celebration, it also left researchers with more questions than answers. For one, where did the people go? Did they flee to safety, or did they perish along with their city? And what happened to the powerful mercenary army that once patrolled the streets of Helike? Unfortunately, the discovery of the city hasn't yielded any answers. The buildings were largely destroyed by earthquakes, fires, and possibly volcanic eruptions, leaving little physical evidence behind. And most of the city's records were written on perishable materials like papyrus, which decomposed long ago. Whatever happened to Helike, it happened quickly, ending the city's glorious past in an instant. In the span of just a few centuries, it went from being a major cultural center to a small fishing village. Its population shrank from 8,000 to 800. In the end, Helike fell into total obscurity. It ceased to exist on maps. Its name was forgotten. Even its location was lost. But now, the pieces of this ancient puzzle are finally falling into place. We can walk the ruins of the city today and get a glimpse of its glorious past. And thanks to modern technology, we can dive into the depths of the Gulf of Corinth and see the submerged landscape that inspired one of the ancient world's greatest legends. We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.